back. The sword didn't take that, or the dagger didn't take that long. The sheath was the one that took the longest. That's so funny. All right, let's see if we can do this right quick. I'm gonna show this again. All right. So this is our green bit. So I'm just gonna try to, oh, I don't know, like maybe we won't do the other side so much. Although that is helpful to help us finding the, but I do want to do this where you could see this wrap around that. I'm just being very careful with my selection when I do that. So I've got that. Let's see. I guess this part up here would also be whatever the same substance. Although it should be cork, right? Or maybe just the top of it. Yeah, yeah. How about that? Okay. So that part will be metal. Control J. And let's see here. I'm just gonna make that gray or gold. I don't know. Control U to bring this part up. Yes, there's gold. Okay. And then we'll do another one for this string rope because I'm lazy and don't want to do a chain thing. Control J. I'm gonna tie that, and I don't know, we can make that red or ooh, purple kind of works. All right. And then we have our jewel. Do you reuse that? Recycle. Reuse and recycle, baby. All right. Let's try to grab this thing. Hit Control J. Clip mask. And then we can now change the color of that. Yeah, let's make it purple. Why not? Okay. And then the last thing we need to do is make the liquid its own layer. Like this. This is the only time where we're looking inside. Wait, I'm going to do this in 2 passes. Just because my hand's in the way. Alright. Something-ish. Like that. Okay, cool. Control J. And then well, actually, I kind of want to keep it green, but I want to change the other stuff. Yeah, we'll see. All right, they're all on separate layers, which is helpful for when I want to paint these. Okay, what do I do first? Probably the metal. I'll tackle the metal first. All right, actually, I don't even need to make it clipping mask now that I think about it. They're all kind of separate elements. They should have their own clipping masks. Okay. Let me hide this. Let's do this metal part first. Make a new layer. Do a clipping mask. Here I'm just gonna try to draw in what I perceive. It'd be like that, I think. You know what? This should probably, more I think about this should probably be doing some kind of a swirly thing that kind of continues through it, you know? The slight different variant off of my, like if this was a twist, I think that could actually make it a better pattern. Yeah, that could work. And this way, I guess this would then curve into that. And this part would be under it. Something like that. That's not the worst idea. Okay. Let's take this reference. I like the way the gold was rendered out here. Thought they did a good job there. It's got like a middle part that sticks out. Let's see if I can recreate this. I'm just gonna try to paint it straight up. This is a whole other method than I was using before. So I'm just gonna try to recreate that here. Gonna paint this, that color, and it's gonna start blending. Wow, it gets like real light and real dark real fast, you know? See that? It needs to start going to yellow, shouldn't it? Like right there. Maybe not full yellow. Hmm. Just that, I guess. Interesting. This part could get dark though. What's cool is you got the silhouette here locked, right? So all I'm doing is I'm just shrinking this brush size so that, ooh, that part gets all, that's where you get a little bit of that glow shine. And then it goes back to this kind of dullness again. Like this will turn from this to just whatever default color that is. Gross. Interesting. I would guess the same to be true up here then. I'm just kind of taking the form of that and trying to mimic it over here, right? Like right here. I never should have picked that mustard yellow color because it's so far off from it. But at least now I know where I've painted already. There we go. Like a twisty thing, isn't it? It's a little soft. My brush here. Feel like I needed to use that other carving brush. But I've been relying so hard on that. It's I'll come back with it once I've established this. I'm gonna make the new default this color. Yeah, it's like even though this is gold, it almost feels like it's being treated as like a brass with occasional wonderful highlights. Yeah, like maybe up here we'll get the occasional, but it wouldn't be across the board. It'd just be like just concentrated in the middle there. That's how this kind of feels, right? You're probably asking me, but what's the logic behind it? I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, metals is a very difficult substance to paint on, obviously. Probably easier to start with dark and go to light here. It's interesting. I don't know. Where would that land? I don't know. I feel like it's good, but not 100%. Let's try painting brushes again, and let's rely on this guy again. It just feels so much cleaner having like a nice sharp edge. It's like painting's all about the gradients, ain't it? These gradients really sell the heck out of it. Just carving away with this kind of helps. Kind of like that. Just a little bit. Cool. Let's try that for now. For the metal, it's a little bit dark still, I gotta admit. But yeah, maybe we could amp it up a little. Saturate. Ooh. Actually, the red is very cool. Ooh, there. Starting to feel more like gold now. All right. There's your gold. You just kind of come back in with another pass of dark value. You gotta go real dark. It's like a lot of times this stuff's about the contrast. But that might be too dark. Let's go a little lighter. Probably there. A little bit on the pits. Not easy because you really got to have a lot of hand control here. Well, we'll see. That's kind of neat. Yeah, let's try it up here now. Let's go back to my old faithful trusty brush, Gradient AO brush. This is the dark value. Like that. Here's the light value. Goes like that. Goes like that. I'm not nearly as happy with this as I was with my knife dagger thing, but I think we can make it work. Yeah, kind of metal. Painting metals is tough business. All right, see if we can tackle this see-through bit right here. That's a tough one. I think it's actually very dependent on what's behind it as well. So that's the that's the tricky part here. So maybe the liquid first. I really like the way they treated the liquid here, so I'm gonna try it. See if this works. You know, it's this like glowy bit, and then there's this like really almost Yeah, man. Like that. Okay. And then this part goes from underneath, like a little bit like that. And then there's some of these really magical spots here. It's like both glowing and reflecting on the surface of the glass at the same time. So that's the tricky part that you have to do here. So this part needs to start feeling like it's glowing. So come in with this soft brush and we'll play with that. Be like that. Meanwhile, this thing is like nuclear on the surface. Right. So that's the liquid inside. And then on top of that, there's this like glass sheen that's supposed to happen. And that goes like this. The way that's happening is because the glass is just reflecting the light. It's acting like it's a mirror of whatever the light is in the room. And the other thing that's also happening here is, we can do it on the clipping mask, or you know what? We can do it here, which is, see if it'll let me paint on there. Oh, not that one. This one. Yes. So the edge, so this is the glass part. It's supposed to be like almost see-through. And then let's get to the shiny bit again. It's just this back and forth. It's starting to get there, huh? It's doing all sorts of interesting effects here where it's just the surface of it. I need to smooth this out. There we go. It can work. I do wish it was a bit cleaner. Let's see. So, like for example, right here, we can go a little darker. that. Good. Like that. And once you get this to a point where you're kind of happy with it, what you can do is that color dodge thing that I did with the jewelry. So set this new layer to color dodge. Check that, uncheck that. Let's just pick like a green color. And with the soft light, see how you can really make it feel like it's glowing now. Say that. Ooh, shiny. Yes. At the end, it's like all that work with the glass and everything. It's like people would just care about shiny. Cool. We could maybe play around with that gold, make it also shiny if we wanted to. There's a lot. Oh, wait. That's the sheath. Where's this guy? We still have the rope, by the way, so let's see if I can get a shiny thing going on here. Color dodge. And ooh. It's like glow, glow, shine. Feels more gold. Feels more gold that way. It feels like you're shining a light on the gold, right? So, ooh, that's good. A little bit of reflected bounce like that. It's pretty good. Yeah. It's like, which parts do I make dull and which parts do I make bright? Make everything bright, but then nothing's bright, you know? All right, cool. There's a potion, but I still got to do the rope. Why did I do that? Rope's fairly self-explanatory. You just do very similar things to what you did with the leather strap, which is rely on that AO brush. You move one direction with the AO brush and it'll see, like, if I do this, it's sharp on the bottom, gradiates to the top like that, right? So then I need to like make these marks kind of like that, right? And that gives you the illusion that there's a rope wrapping itself around all this stuff. And then if you go this way, like that, it's so tricky. You gotta get you basically your brush strokes have to be almost just going in the right direction here. One, wait, let's see, one, two, yeah, one, two, three, something like that. And then after that, let's come back with the brighter. Oh, I haven't even done the jewel. The brighter color here. Uh, I think now I'm just gonna come back and just straight up paint with like a softer brush here. It's like way too saturated though. This needs a little bit of lighter value, I think. This whole purple is too saturated. I'm going to desaturate it. Gonna knock it back a bit on the contrast too. There we go. All right, back to the jewel, which would be this part right here. You know, I'm going to be lazy as heck because it's getting late for me. So I'm just going to grab this guy, which, wait, Control Shift C, Control V. I'm going to move this all the way up. Wait, where is this one? Dang it. Ah, oh, it's all the way down there. This guy. It's got to come all the way down to where the potion is. That's the jewel. This is what happens when you don't organize your layers enough. Aha, it's behind it now, finally. Look at that. It's a little derezzed, but I'll live with it for now. And you're like, but it's not purple, or is it? Ooh. Kind of like it, but then this part gets weird. Huh. Let's go back to that. Let's see if we can play around. Overlay, soft light, hard light? Hard light kind of works. Hard light. Luminosity. Ooh, luminosity kind of works. So what luminosity does is it takes the values of this and takes the color of whatever's underneath. So if I took luminosity and yes, I went into Control L, which is levels, that just pulls that closer and makes it higher contrast, basically. All right, there we go. Sheesh, finally got through it all. Sorry, my layers are so disorganized. The last thing you probably want to do here is you want to paint in a cast shadow underneath it all. Just to make everything feel like they're sitting on the ground. Well, maybe not the knife. Maybe just that. Something like that. Because that feels like it's supposed to sit on something. Cool. All right. There we go. Um, there may still be some improvements we can make, like, for example, on the sheath. I think we probably could have done a color dodge layer too. Let's try it. I'm always up for that. And here. And what it'll do is it'll just make it feel oh, like a little bit of magic glow on it. Now the color doesn't have to be the same color. It could be slightly less saturated. It just it just brings, you know, a little bit of highlight to it. It's cool. I wonder, what about the sword? Ooh, nah, too much. All right, I dig it. Three, three objects here. All right, thanks everyone.